Okay, what I wanted to do in this video is take a closer look at Dak Prescott and try to find out the truth about Dak Prescott. What I'm going to be doing is looking at analytics to evaluate him. There's so many people posting things out on the internet where they're just using emotion to judge him and saying some kind of incorrect things about him. So I wanted to go in and actually do a video where we actually look at Dak and look at him from a scientific point of view. Okay. Now, one of the things that I wanted to start off with is some things that people used to be saying about Tony Romo. This is off Bleacher Report in 2012. Tony Romo has been a polarizing figure in Dallas. When he wins, he doesn't always get credit, and when he loses, he gets all the blame. Does that sound familiar? Sounds like the same kind of things they say about Dak. Dak Prescott wins because he has Zeke Elliott, a great offensive line, and great receivers. Take them away, and he is trash. Okay, well, let's take that phrase, and let's jump back to 1990, and the same people would be saying, Troy Aikman wins because he has Emmitt Smith and a great offensive line and great receivers. Take him away, and he's trash. Or maybe we jump back to maybe not around 1970, and it'd be Roger Staubach wins because he has Tony Dorsett and great offensive line and great receivers. Take them away, and he's trash. That kind of phrase can be used over and over again and has no truth to it whatsoever. Okay, so one of the things that they're saying is that Dak needs a rushing game. So what I wanted to do is let's compare Dak to, say, Tom Brady. So here's the Patriots rushing from 2001 to 2019 when Tom Brady has been the quarterback there. Okay, the little asterisks indicate playoff teams. Okay, so if we look at and add up all of those yards, we get 35,144 yards. Then what we want to do is take Tom Brady's rushing out of that. Tom Brady over those 19 years has rushed for 606 yarders. He's a burner for sure. We're going to take that away, and then that'll get our total yards, which is 34,538 yards. Then you divide that by 19, which is how many years, and that gives you an average of 1,818 yards. So that's the average yards that the rushing game for the Patriots generates. Okay, now let's look at the Cowboys. 4 years, I've added up the subtotal there, 8,682 yards. Now I'm using total rushing game, not just Zeke. People always say Zeke, but I'm using all the rushing, Pollard, everybody that's rushing. Okay, so we take the 8,682. We're going to take Dak out of there. Over the 4 years, Dak has rushed for 1,221 yards, so we'll take him out of the equation. And that's going to get you your final total of the rushing game being 7,461 yards. We divide that by 4, gives you 1,865 yards. Okay, so that's looking. So what we're going to do is take that 1,865 yards from the Cowboys, subtract the Patriots yards from it. That gives us a differential of 47 yards. That's for a season. So we divide that by 16, and that's 3 yards a game. So basically we're saying Dak Prescott, it can't be good because he's getting 3 yards per game more than Tom Brady. That's just ignorant. Okay. Tom Brady wins because he has a great rushing attack, a great offensive line, and great receivers. Take them away and he's trash. You'd be saying the same thing about Tom Brady because he's got a good rushing game. Yes, quarterbacks survive because they have good rushing games. They have good offensive lines. They have good receivers. All quarterbacks need them. That's not unique to Dak. All quarterbacks need them. How about this one? Dak Prescott is trash. He can't carry a team on his back. In 2019, the Cowboys were 8-8 because Dak can't beat good teams. Okay, so this is erroneous where we're trying to say that a team stat like a win-loss record is down to one player. Okay, so let's go with that. Let's go back a year. Let's go to 2018. And then what we're going to be saying is Aaron Rodgers is trash. He can't carry a team on his back. In 2018, the Packers were 6-9-1 because he can't beat good teams. Oh, go back a year before that, 2017, Russell Wilson is trash. He can't carry a team on his back. In 2017, the Seahawks were 9-7 because he can't beat good teams. Or go back a year before that when Dak came into the NFL. Drew Brees is trash. He can't carry a team on his back. In 2016, the Saints were 7-9 because he can't beat good teams. All of those are garbage statements. They're garbage for Dak. They're garbage for everybody else. Win-losses is a team effort, not an individual stat for an individual player. There's even been articles written by that. Here's one. Why the quarterback win-loss record is a bad stat. Frankly, I'm sick of hearing about a quarterback win-loss record. I'm not sure when that stat came into prominence, but it's an even worse measuring stick than a pitcher's win-loss record. A quarterback is one of the team's 22-plus players participating in the game at any given time. Of course, he has the opportunity to make good throws and runs that lead to touchdowns or field goals, but he has no part in the defense part of the game. And unlike baseball, the defense has much more impact on the game. Turnovers can put the offense in prime position to score or can be returned for touchdowns. And don't forget about the safeties. Okay, this was on Bleacher Report. I'll put links to all these articles. This is just part of the article. I'll put links to all these articles down below where you guys can go and read the whole article. Here's another one. Quarterback wins is not a stat. This is on NBC Sports. Assigning a victory for an individual work for a sport like golf where success and failure is largely based on one player, that's one thing. But except football doesn't work like that. A quarterback is not solely responsible for whether or not a team wins. In today's NFL, a football roster is composed of 53 players. On game day, 46 of them are active. Is your starting quarterback important? Yes. Are they so important that all other 45 players don't matter? No. When people use quarterback wins to rank quarterbacks, they are essentially ignoring every other player who impact the game. Or how about this one on SB Nation? Teams wins and lose, quarterbacks don't. There's a tendency to say that a quarterback won a game or lost a game and to diminish a great performance by a quarterback in a losing effort or prop up a bad performance by a quarterback whose team won by saying that all that matters is the scoreboard. That tendency should stop. Teams win and lose. Quarterbacks do not. The quarterback is the most important player on the field, but he is not the singular reason a team wins or loses. The quarterback is on the field for less than half of the game and is one of the 11 players on this team when he is playing. Pretending he's even half of the reason his team wins or loses is just silly. We need to stop this where people are saying Dak's not a good quarterback because the Cowboys went 8-8. That's crap. Okay. You can't use stats that way. You don't know anything about stats if you're applying them that way. Here we go. Number 5, the most overrated statistics in NFL and better ways to interpret them. This is over at Bleacher Report also. I hate the statistic for the reason that it is way too oversaturated by the media and the casual fan. That's you guys, the casual fans. The primary problem with this particular statistic is that it ignores that football is a team game. In fact, football is arguably the premier team sport in the entire world. Attributing a win-loss to one particular player in most instances is an unfair and fallacious thing to do. Granted, a quarterback has more effect on the football game than any other player, but the reality is he is one of 22 players on the field at a given time. A quarterback does not affect special team scoring, nor does he personally prevent the opposing offense from scoring. Just stop with that thought process. I get so tired of hearing people say that stupid stuff. Okay, what I'm going to be doing in the rest of this video is I'm going to be evaluating Dak against a cohort of players, okay? Cohort being a group of players. So I'm going to be comparing Dak Prescott to Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers. Now, why am I choosing those? Well, I think it's obvious the reason I'm choosing Carson Wentz and Jared Goff because they were always drafted in 2016 with Dak. Okay, so why am I picking Tom Brady and Drew Brees? The reason I'm picking them is because they run ball control passing games. The way that Jason Garrett has coached the Cowboys is to have a ball control passing game similar to the way Tom Brady and Drew Brees how their passing games. So that's kind of the auspice as to how Dak Prescott, kind of the system where he's throwing short passes because that's the way the offense is. I also chose Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers because they're dual threat quarterbacks. They're running and scrambling quarterbacks. Now, Russell Wilson's more of a running quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is more of a scrambling quarterback. Dak Prescott is a dual threat quarterback too, so I want to compare him to those. So those are the players I'm going to compare them to throughout my video. So I'm not going to take the time to compare him to every quarterback that exists out there, but I'm going to compare him to the players that were drafted when he was drafted. I'm going to compare him to Todd Brady and Drew Brees because of their type of offense they run is similar to the Cowboys offense. And then I'm going to compare him to Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers because the way they play is similar to Dak Prescott, in which it's a dual threat quarterback. Okay, so that's going to be our cohort throughout our video. Okay, now this next thing I'm going to put together is what I call production rating. Okay, this is how I rate quarterbacks. Production rating is scoring minus turnovers. Okay, so however many points the quarterback can score versus how many times the quarterback turns the ball over. Okay, now scoring is passing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns. So the total touchdowns, not just passing touchdowns. I see people quote all the time. They only quote the passing touchdowns. No, you have to count all the touchdowns. Okay, Dak Prescott he averages 6 touchdowns a season for his first 3 years. Okay, he scores a lot on his feet. So it's total touchdowns minus total turnovers. Now the turnovers is interceptions plus fumbles lost, not just fumbles. I see a lot of people all the time are quoting fumbles. No. I don't care if we fumble the ball and we get the ball back. I only care if we fumble the ball and we lose the ball to the other team. So turnovers is interceptions and fumbles lost. Okay. Now I'm going to put up a chart here. It's done for the first 3 years. I did this through at the end of 2018. So this is the first 3 years as starting quarterbacks. Now this is apples to apples. People are all the time comparing Dak, trying to compare Dak to Drew Brees or Dak to Aaron Rodgers. Okay, Dak's 4th year in the league. Aaron Rodgers is, 8 or 9 years, and Tom Brady's 19 years. Okay, no, I want apples to apples. I want to compare Dak and his development at the same development of the other players at the same many years in the field. Okay, so here's our chart. Now, the way this chart works is I've grouped them. I've got youth quarterbacks up at the top. I've got veteran quarterbacks, and then I've got retired quarterbacks. So I looked at a whole bunch of different quarterbacks just to get a good reading on this. Now, my columns are there. The first one's what year they first started being head quarterback. Of course, Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz, and Jared Goff all started as rookies. But if you go down, people like Phillip Rivers, he didn't start till his 3rd year. Aaron Rodgers didn't start to his fourth year. Aaron Rodgers had 3 years behind Brett Favre developing before he got on the field. That would have been great for Dak to not have to get on the field as a rookie. Okay, so the next column is passes. How many passes, passing TDs did the quarterback score? The one next to that is rushing TDs. You'll see Dak Prescott's got 8 on there. Marcus Mariota's got 10. Look at Cam Newton down there with the veterans. Cam Newton's got 28. Now, you'll see I have Andrew Luck in there. That's because when I compiled this was in 2018 and Andrew Luck was still playing. Okay, then interceptions, we'll have them in there. So Dak's got 24 interceptions. You'll see he's got fewer interceptions in his first 3 years than anybody else on that, in that of the 2016 group. Okay, some quarterbacks were just turnover machines. If you go down here to the retired down at the bottom, Peyton Manning, he had 58 interceptions in his first 3 years. Tony Romo, 46. Oh my gosh, he was a turnover machine. Fumbles. Okay. Dak had 14 fumbles. Andrew Luck fumbled a lot. You go down there, he's got 21 fumbles. Tom Brady, oh my God, Tom Brady fumbled 24 times in his first 3 years. Okay, so then we add up our passing and rushing TDs, and then we add up our interception fumbles. That's in our total panel there. So we take away our turnovers from our scoring, and that gives us a rating, which is the last column. And you'll see that of all of these quarterbacks, Dak has a better production rating than all of them did in their exact same state in their careers, though some of them, like Aaron Rodgers, at this point would have already, in the first 3 years, would have been 7 years in the field, 7 years on a team. Okay, so that's a big overview. All right, Dak Prescott is inaccurate. Oh my God, this is such a stupid thing that people say. Dak Prescott is inaccurate. No, he's not inaccurate. Okay, so which of these 4 Dallas quarterbacks is the most accurate? Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, Tony Romo, or Dak Prescott? The answer? Dak Prescott, then Tony Romo, then Troy Aikman, then Roger Staubach. Let's look at that, okay? So the first set of numbers is completion percentage, and the second set of numbers is interception percentage. So you'll see Roger Staubach, 57% completion, 3.7% interception. Troy Aikman was an improvement over that, 61.5% and 3%. Troy Romo was better, 65.3 and 2.7, and Dak Prescott is the best at 65.8% of completion accuracy and 1.7 in his turnovers, okay, his interceptions. Okay, now, here is completion percentage for the first 3 years. So this is NFL all time. All quarterbacks from the beginning of time, their completion ratios in the first 3 years, and you'll see that Dak Prescott is at the top of the heap. So every quarterback listed on there, Dak Prescott was more accurate than all of those. Okay, let's look at 2019. This is completion percentage. Dak was number 13 at 65.1. He's 13 in the league. You'll see he's number 3 in our cohort. He was better than Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady. Okay, so this idea that he's not accurate, he's pretty darn accurate. Okay, now, I get a lot of this from people. I don't care what the stats say. I use the eye test, and I know Dak is inaccurate. Oh, please give me with the eye test, okay? That just means you're myopic, and you already decided, and you're, and the problem is I'm not saying Dak is not inaccurate, because in some ways he is, but when you compare him to other quarterbacks, he's not. So yeah, if you want him to be perfect, yeah, he's inaccurate. But if you're comparing him to other quarterbacks, he's not inaccurate, okay? Another one I get, did you watch the games? Dak throws over the receivers' heads, throws behind the receivers, no passes into the dirt. Yes, he does all of that. He does, okay? Let's look at this. Here's a little chart that I put. Now, I've got the quarterbacks in the order over on the left of their completion percentage. Drew Brees was number 1 in the league with 74.3. I think that's his best of his lifetime. He was really killing it last year. Okay, Dak is number 3 in this list. Now, if you break this down, 40 passes a game, you'll see that Drew Brees, the first bar is he will complete 30 passes and he will miss 10. Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz will complete 26 passes out of 40 and will have 14 that are incomplete. That's where people are saying the inaccuracy, that he's throwing 14 incomplete passes in a game. Yes. So does Russell Wilson. So does Carson Wentz. Jared Goff throws 15. Aaron Rodgers throws 15. Tom Brady throws 16 incomplete errant passes in a game. Okay? So stop with the Dak Prescott is inaccurate. That's just stupid. He's not inaccurate. Okay? Or he's not any more accurate than any other quarterback. So Dak does make erroneous throws. He does. He does it all the time. Okay? He does about 14 of them in a game. He just doesn't throw as many as Wentz, Goff, Rodgers, and Brady. So really, to the Dak haters, it's like this. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? I see the glass as half full. Dak's completing 65%. He's completing 26 passes in a game. The Dak haters, Dak is half empty. He's missing 35%. He misses 14 passes. Therefore, he's not a good quarterback, even though all the other quarterbacks miss more than that. Okay, let's look at total quarterback rating, QBR. Okay, Dak Prescott's number 4 in the league. Okay, he's number 2 in our cohort. So he has a better QBR. Now, QBR is a cumulative. It's not a straight stat. It's a cumulative stat, which has a bunch of things in it. Personally, I don't look at QBR much, but a lot of people do, so I included it in here. These are off ESPN. Now, by the way, like I said earlier, I'll put all these links down in the bottom down here where you can go click and verify all this if you want to do that. Okay, passing first downs. Okay. Dak Prescott was number 4 in the league of getting first downs through passing. Okay. Number 1 out of our cohort, number 4 in the league. He's really good at being able to get first downs. Okay, I also wanted to compare him here to Zeke because everybody's all Zeke. Zeke's the team, Zeke's the team. Well, Zeke got he averages 7.5 first downs a game. Dak averages 14.3 first downs a game. Shouldn't be trying to compare these two guys because they work in unison with each other, but I see fans do it all the time to kind of plot players against each other. Okay, on target throws. Okay, so over at Pro Football Reference, they actually evaluate what's called on target throws. That's where you've thrown the ball and it's on target for the guy to catch. Dak is number 3 in the league with 451. That's total passes. Or if you go down at the bottom down here, percentage of passes, he's number 5 in the league of accuracy of being able to place the ball on the target for the guy to catch. Okay. He is not inaccurate. Okay, they also rate bad throws. Okay, this is where the quarterback just throws a bad throw, throws it too high, throws it behind them, just what everybody says Dak does. Okay, yes, he does. Okay, he's number 9 in the league, number 2 in our cohort of total passes that he throws bad passes, or his percentage is 14.8%. Of bad passes where they're just bad passes. They're not good for the receiver to be able to catch. Okay. Very small amount of bad passes. But yes, he throws probably about 14 in a game. And that's not bad. Okay. Aggressiveness. Now this is over Next Gen Stats. This is what a category they call aggressiveness, which is tight window throws, which means you're throwing to somebody who is only open by 1 yard or less. Okay. Dak Prescott's number 14 in the league, or he's number 2 in our cohort here of being able to throw balls into a tight window. Okay. Now, there's another thing that you can read from this. This means that your receivers are not getting open enough. If you're having to throw the ball into a tight window, that means the receiver's not getting open. That's a problem. Okay. But Dak's pretty good at being able to thread it in and get it into a tight window. Okay, another one over at Next Gen, which is completion percentage above expectation. What this means is sometimes the quarterback and the receiver are in a situation where the quarterback's trying to throw it to the receiver and it's almost impossible for a receiver to catch the ball. But they do. And Dak is number 6 in the league at being able to complete passes that he should not have been able to complete. He's number 3 in our cohort. He's number 6 in the league. What does that mean? He's pretty darn accurate.
Yep.
Okay, let's look at some videos.
If you're 3 and 4, which the loser will be after tonight's game, and that time it works for him. Fake it to Elliott. Passes behind.
Come with the blitz. Elliott picks it up. Prescott going far side. Oh, and it somehow gets. There's Prescott on second down. And over the middle.
Prescott up in the pocket, through over the middle, pass 6, hangs in the pocket, fires, caught on 3rd down and 10. Prescott airs it out, Gallup and 2-inch line. Meanwhile, they jump here. You got a free play. And he's here. Prescott fire.
Comes the blitz, picked up, pass, caught.
That's one area McDermott's done a good job of today.
Down the middle, warm you up.
Yep.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
And Witkowski coming on a blitz, and this one up in the air.
I mean, those games, they had opportunity.
Prescott can bake a cake back there. Fires over the middle. What a
good protection. Passes caught. The 6-yard line as the Cowboys start this drive with a pass.
Lewis team, that was
big. Here's his throw. Down to the Prescott stepping up and launching and hitting his. And he sees
play fake, fires over the middle. Prescott steps into it. Pass is caught by Cobb.
Okay, Dak Prescott can only dink and dunk. Oh my gosh, that is so erroneous. Okay. Here is a chart that I put of a check down passes. So a lot of times people are saying dink and dunk. Now, it doesn't just mean running backs, but this is a good one to evaluate. And you'll see over here on the left, I have Dak Prescott. And then that first column has Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. I counted their, I documented their passing to their running backs as receivers for each year. Dak, you'll see, had an average of 70.3, which is less than Carson Wentz and less than Jared Goff. The second column, I went and did it against old Cowboys. I wanted to see how well, how does Dak compare to the Cowboys quarterback? Well, Tony Romo, 72.7. Dak throws less to his running backs than Romo did. Troy Aikman, 106. Troy threw a lot to his running backs. Okay. I used Troy Aikman's Super Bowl years to do his comparison. Tony Romo didn't have any Super Bowl years, but I used his top 3 years as a quarterback for his comparison. And Roger Staubach, I did 2 years for him for his Super Bowl years, and you'll see he had 88. So all of them are dumping the ball down to their running backs more than Dak does. Look over here in our last column, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw the backs out of the backfield very much, okay, but he still does it more than Dak. Tom Brady does a lot, 110, okay, and the king is Drew Brees, 126 passes in 3 years to his running backs. That's a lot, okay. So, okay, Dak is dink and dunk, but Tom Brady, Drew Brees are dinking and dunking more than Dak is. Matter of fact, all of these quarterbacks dink and dunk more than Dak. Okay, now let's look at dink and dunk, though. Dink and dunk is actually an offensive strategy. So people are acting like, okay, Dak's bad because he just dinks and dunks. No, that's an offensive strategy, and that's why he's doing it, is because that's the strategy. It has 3 benefits. It controls the clock. Okay, so you have the ball a long time. The other team doesn't have the ball. Okay, it keeps your defense off of the field, so they're fresh when you get into the fourth quarter. And it keeps the ball away from the other team, so the other team can't score points. So it's actually an offensive style of play, and that's what's being coached for Dak. Now, in 2019, they let him open it up some, okay? So in New Orleans, they use dink and dunk, okay? Sean Payton, his style that he does with Drew Brees, is dink and dunk. New England Patriots, Bill Belichick with Tom Brady, that's what they play. And so that's what Jason Garrett, he kind of modeled his offense off of what the New England Patriots and Saints were doing. So it's a similar offense. And so by design, it was dink and dunk. It wasn't that Dak couldn't pass, it's that they were trying to control and keep their defense off of the field, especially Dallas, since our defense is not that good. Okay, so what I did is I went in here and did some comparisons, okay? I went in and randomly picked a week. And I picked one about halfway through week 10, and I wanted to pick one that we lost. So here's the Cowboys game where we lost to the Vikings 24-28. Shows all of Dak's passes. He had 397 yards and 3 touchdowns. He threw 28 passes and 46 passes. He completed 28 of them. Now, dink and dunk, I'm defining as 10 yards or less. Okay, so if it's right at 10 yards, I count it as a dink and dunk. So it's 10 yards and less. Out of Dak's throws, he had 22 short passes, which is 48% of his passes. Okay, let's compare that the same week to Drew Brees. Week 10, the Saints played the Falcons. They lost 2. Now, the reason I'm using losing games is because I see people say all the time, well, we shouldn't be dink and dunking if we're losing. Well, that's what everybody else is doing. Okay, so here is Drew Brees threw for 287 yards, no touchdowns. He threw 45 passes, very similar to Dak's, and he completed 32 of those. He had 32 dink and dunk passes, which was 71% of his passes. Let's look at Tom Brady. Now, I couldn't use week 10 with Tom Brady because they were on a bye, so I used the week before, which was week 9. Patriots were playing the Ravens, and they lost to the Ravens. So, Tom Brady, 285 yards, 1 touchdown, 46 passes, 30 completions, 34 short passes, 74%. Okay? So if we put those all up here together, you can see that Tom Brady was dinking and dunking 74% of the time, Drew Brees was dinking and dunking 71% of the time, and Dak Prescott was dinking and dunking 48% of the time. So stop with the whole crap as Dak is a dink and dunker, because it's just not true. Okay, Dak Prescott can't throw the long ball. Okay, that's another thing people say. That's all crap too. All right, here's 2019's completions over 20 yards. So this is a medium long ball. Okay, Dak Prescott was number 3 in the league with 68 completions. Jared Goff was a little bit better. So he's number 3 in the league, but he was number 2 in our cohort. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper. Completions over 40 yards. Dak was number 2 in the league, and he was number 1 in our cohort. He has a better arm and throws more accurate long balls than any of these other people. Does he throw long balls and miss people sometimes? Sure he does, just like everybody else does. Okay? He just doesn't do it he doesn't miss as much as everybody else. All right, let's look at some long balls.
A double shoulder shake and then downfield, and it's caught by Amari Cooper. Prescott, good pocket field, deep throw, caught. Brought to the left. Prescott looks that way. Beasley gets
a big pass play. Cowboys second touchdown.
and it.
This one downfield, pass caught, touchdown.
Prescott toward the end zone, bodies.
It's unfortunate, but injuries have played a role in his success on every level. Said I was forced to play before.
Collective MVP. Prescott going deep, all kinds of time again.
3rd and 6. Prescott settles in. Deep ball, downfield.
And then a nice touchdown drive. Going deep is Dak Prescott. Inside 28. Going deep down the sideline for Dare.
Prescott, little fake, surveyed the field, on target.
End zone, coming back for it, Williams. Corner blitz, it's picked up, going deep downfield, and on the run, making the catch is dead. There, 2nd down and 10. Now he's going to go downfield here, adjusting. In Arlington, 1st down, end zone passes. 33 after the timeout. Giants on a delayed blitz, deep downfield.
Today for this Cowboys team. Prescott well protected. Witten, there he is. On 2nd down, Prescott just got rid of it. Prescott. Butler.
Side. Prescott with time, throws deep down the sideline. There's Dez.
Prescott on 2nd, going deep. And there's a touchdown.
Fake to Elliott, and they go deep downfield and getting open and making the catch at the 25-yard line and taking it all the way into the end zone.
To Elliott again. Prescott has time. Prescott going deep. It is. Prescott gonna let it fly. He's got Elliott.
Cowboys pick up the blitz again. Prescott's pass. One for the big one. Down the field, wide open.
As Cooper just looks on. Wide open. But they don't. Dallas in control here. Prescott steps up, fires.
One yet. They fake it to Elliott down the sideline. What a throw! Prescott throws. Cooper makes the play. Might go. First play from scrimmage. Touchdown. Prescott goes to the end zone. Passes. Prescott protected. Looking for Gallup. Prescott down the middle has Cooper. Blitz coming. Buffet. Gallup. What a they do. A lot of time for Prescott. Gonna launch it. Going deep down the field. And it's fake the run on play pass. Prescott going deep. He's got Amari Cooper. What a start. Cooper inside the Prescott. Elliott had to wait. Sustained if needed. Some bodies. Prescott hit as he throws, and the pass is caught. Gallup. Putting out. Prescott sideline. Cooper behind the defense. That's not going to be an easy time. Prescott down the sideline in the 4-man rush. Prescott floats it for Cooper. Hits him in stride. Cooper stays in bounds for the
show blitz. They back off. Prescott a lot of time. He's going deep here for Michael Gallup, adjusting.
Pass is caught. Prescott wants to air it out, and now does. Looking for Cooper. He's got it.
Okay. Dak Prescott can't hit his receivers in stride. I see people saying this all the time. This is not correct either. This is a rating of YAC, yards after catch. Okay, this is how many yards our receivers get after the catch. Okay, now this doesn't directly relate, but it does relate in that you have to be hitting your receivers in stride in order for them to be able to get a lot of yards. Dak's number 7 in the league. He's number 3 in our cohort. So he hits receivers in stride. Does sometimes he throw behind them? Sure he does, just like everybody else. But the majority of the time he hits them in stride. Okay, here is the longest completion pass thrown for each of the 4 years that Dak was in there. Okay, you'll see that he's at the top. In 2019, he was 27th in the league, but the other 2018 he was number 2, 2017 he was number 6, 2016 he was number 6. In 2019, he was 27 in the league, but he was number 3 in our cohort. So he gets the ball down the field. He doesn't have a problem getting the ball down the field. Let's look at some of those.
Prescott stands in, fires, got a completion. Michael Gallup makes the catch, turns on the speed, and
all out into the pattern, and over the middle, it's caught inside the 5. And second and 11, over the middle, Terrence Williams off to the races, inside the 30, drops the... Prescott throws to the outside, caught by...
3rd and 3. Witten for the first time, and a stiff arm.
In on the left side of tight end, and Prescott in the end zone, fires, caught 20-yard line, and that's Des Bryant.
They need him. Prescott is protected, and here's 7 blitz. Pass is caught.
Deep drop. Tosses it. Cole Beasley stops. He beat the Steelers head-to-head. Prescott on time. Dallas, Witten back in. Prescott throws it. Caught. Des Bryant.
And they're going to go play action and flare it out to the running back. Elliott breaks away, goes down.
Beasley, what a throw.
And he's going up against Mack here as well. Over the middle, there's Jason.
Short drop and a first down, and Des Bryant scoots away, and Collins will be taken. Prescott on a slant to Williams, off to the races he goes. Terrence Williams.
And a touchdown run. Getting rid of it to Elliott. There he is as a receiver. Down the sideline, Elliott. Time for Prescott, and wide open. Fake rush interception. He's rushed here, and Daz with a...
Got it away in time. The crossing patterned by Terrence Williams.
He's slipping in 10. Down the middle, and he's got Bryant.
Time left for another. Prescott finds Witt.
Defense, because the running game without Zeke.
He sings that one.
There
to
it
Terrence
is.
Williams.
Field position, that was big. Beasley with a catch over the middle. And some room. Prescott, Beasley.
Prescott fires, caught on the run. Hearns.
Prescott finds Beasley. Floated for Cooper. First 15, Elliott back in there. This one to Cooper. What a kick. 2nd and 5, quick throw, pass caught.
Prescott in trouble. He throws it. He's got Beasley. 24 of 28. He'll throw it again for a 29th time, and he'll kick. Here we got a 7-point game. Prescott has some pressure. Throws over the middle, and he's got a completion, a break back on a 3rd down. It's blocked up well. Prescott guns it. It's caught for a... And here we go. Prescott with some pressure. Casually over the middle, and in 12, loss of 2. Prescott fires off play action.
Prescott passes on that pass, and now play action from Prescott over the middle, has a man for a first down. Prescott gets it complete as Cooper takes.
Here comes the blitz. Prescott hangs in there, fires, caught.
Prescott stands in, floats it, he's got a completion. It's Pollard making a move, makes the man miss, going to... Prescott standing in, firing, caught!
Play action. Prescott throws, caught by Cobb. Randall Cobb has it knocked.
Wide to the right. Prescott's going to fire it and hit it. There's
Pass is caught. How about another? The hat trick. Got it. 3rd down and 4. Here's one to a wide open Randall Cobb.
Well, 1st and 15. They got Prescott to Bryant. Bryant spinning away from the tackle.
3rd down and 10. Late blitz. Pass caught. Cobb fights through a tackle and gets it.
Been what they were last year, an inability to cover anybody.
This goes as a pass. I think they're going to... Good protection. Pass is caught. Gallup. Gallup inside the 30.
It's out, so to speak.
Prescott throws over the middle. Pass is caught by Cooper. Breaks loose. No flags on the field. Cooper inside the 10.
Okay, Dak Prescott can't read defenses. Oh my gosh, this is stupid. How would anybody? Most of the people that say this, you can't even read a defense. How do you know he's not reading a defense? Okay, how you can tell is what's called first read throws. That's the quarterback diagnoses the play correctly, so his first read receiver will be open. So you can rate them on first read throw. By the way, Pro Football Focus wrote an article in 2019, November 2019, that said the best NFL quarterback at every throw and situation. They had a category called Best on First Read Throws, and who was picked? Dak Prescott. Nothing sums up the rejuvenated Cowboys passing attack like Prescott going from 21st in the passing grade to on his first read throws to best in the league. He can read defenses. He does it. Not a problem for him. Here's the actual report. They had him at 90.5, which is number 1. Drew Brees was behind him. Aaron Rodgers behind him. Then Lamar Jackson and then Kirk Cousins. Dak was number 1 on first read throws, reading the defenses. Okay. Here's another one I see people say all the time. Dak Prescott's yards are garbage yards because the Cowboys are playing weak teams. That's stupid. Does the Cowboy play weak teams? Yes. Everybody plays weak teams. Here's the chart. These are all of the teams in 2019 that were 500 or above for the season. I got the AFC and NFC. You'll see the first little column there is a column of how many teams that they played that were under 500. You'll see the Cowboys played 7. A lot of them played 8. Some played 9. Some played 10. So the idea that somehow the Cowboys are the only ones that are playing weak teams and it's escalating Dak stats is just full of crap. They're only, as a matter of fact, the only 500 above team that played less than Dallas was the Vikings. Okay. And then people are making all this up about, problem that, okay, the Cowboys lost to the Jets. Oh my gosh, they lost to a lower level team. Well, look at the Eagles. The Eagles lost to 3 under 500 teams. The Bills lost to 2. The Texans lost 3. Okay. So that stats are not stacked. They're not padded any more than any other quarterbacks are padded because they're all playing weak teams. Dak Prescott doesn't play well against top 10 defenses. Okay. This is stupid too. This comes from the fact that they lost to the top teams last season. Okay. So I went and looked at that. People make these statements and I go, I wonder if that's true. So I go look it up and I look at the stats. Here's the stats. Okay. Now, I posted up here the team's defensive rating based on DVOA, which is defensive efficiency ratings from Pro Football Focus. The Dallas Cowboys defense was rated 19. So all these other quarterbacks were playing against Dallas. They were playing against the number 19 team. Okay, so New Orleans Saints was number 11. Dak was playing against the number 11 defense, and he ended up having 30 more yards in the game than Teddy Bridgewater. So he was plus 30. So he played better against a harder defense than Bridgewater did against a weaker defense. Look at the next one. Let's go down. Go to Green Bay Packers now. Their defense is number 15. That's the worst of these defenses of any of these, though they still were better than the Cowboys. And Prescott threw for 225 more yards than Aaron Rodgers in that game. Go down below that one. Minnesota Vikings, number 7 defense. Pretty tough defense. Dak threw for 177 more yards than Kirk Cousins. Go up to New England Patriots, the number 1 defense in the league, and Dak Prescott threw for 22 more yards than Tom Brady. The Bills, number 6, Dak threw for 124 more than Josh Allen. Chicago Bears, he did 90 more yards than Dak Prescott. So people saying he doesn't play well against good defenses, that's not true. He's playing better than the quarterbacks on the other teams. Okay? This also made me wonder, okay, well, how well did our running game do in these games? And so I looked at that too. Okay, so here is our rushing yards in those exact same games. You'll see that in New Orleans, we were down 71 yards. So our running game was worse than New Orleans. Green Bay, we were down 26 yards. Minnesota, we're down 95 yards. Now, in New England, we were plus 2 yards. So our rushing game was, of course, that was a rain game, it was a horrible game. Buffalo Bills, we were down 3 yards. The Chicago Bears were down 12 yards. So if you want to complain about something, you need to be complaining about our rushing game, because that's the part that didn't do well, was our rushing game. Our passing game did pretty good. Okay, let's look at intangibles. Okay, that's one thing that people don't talk about. They're just always talking about how many yards you got or whatever. We need to talk about intangibles, a complete quarterback. Okay, one of those is the personality of the quarterback, the leadership skills. Dak has had some big plays in the fourth quarter. His teammates love him. I like Dak. A lot of people do like him, but for what I read in the newspaper, there's more criticism than I think he deserves. I think he's a really good football player. People have got to realize how much his teammates love Dak, Roger Staubach said. As a quarterback, you've got to get your teammates behind you. You can have all the confidence in yourself, but if you got to transfer that to your teammates, and Dak has got that. So Roger Staubach thinks he's a good quarterback. All these Dak haters don't think he's a good quarterback, but Roger thinks he's a good quarterback. Okay, other intangibles. The ability to make something from nothing, to scramble around, make and complete passes or rushes, to make something from nothing. Okay, here's another quote from Michael Irvin. Criticism of Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott is insane. The goal this season was to balance a quicker release with the understanding that sometimes the best players come on the run as he extends them with his legs. Prescott scored 6 rushing touchdowns each year in the league. Irvin said, "It's insane sometimes when I hear the analysts on Dak Prescott, and this man has won as many games as he's won. It's like everyone's looking for a reason to not believe instead of opening their eyes for all the reasons they should believe." Michael Irvin's a believer. He believes in Dak Prescott. Dak haters don't, but Michael Irvin does. Okay, well, I'm going to side with Michael Irvin and Roger Staubach because I think they know what they're talking about. Okay, let's look at some intangibles. Okay, first one is read option throws. Let's look at some videos, and let's go and look at some read option throw videos.
From the 39, there's a fake. Prescott running out of room.
Good, and a second down. It's Prescott on the fake, rolling and firing over
off the field. And it's Prescott wide.
Devin Smith be physical in his route running.
On the play fake. Prescott, another dart. It's Cowboy.
Tight ends in there for Dallas. A little play action from Prescott, and the throw to this for the first time. Play action. Passes to...
Fake on the run. Prescott on the move. Throwing on the move. Into traffic. He's got Cole Beasley.
It looked like it might go to Philadelphia. They didn't get it. Here's one for the tight end.
At some point.
Prescott fires over the middle, wide open at the 40-yard line is Amari Cooper.
From the 7. Rolling out to Beasley.
Play fake to Ezekiel Elliott. He's throwing a deep ball. One-on-one cover.
And what a start for Ezekiel Elliott. He's on the bench as they fake it to Alfred Morris, and that is Cole Beasley.
Prescott keeps it. Throws. and has him.
Simply a shotgun and a fake by Prescott, who rolls and looks and throws and directs Trent Porter on a first down here off play action. And the pass is caught, sitting up in the slot. And he flares out after looking to block at first, and the catch.
Tony's his quarterback, and I appreciate his. Wow.
Okay, next thing is read option runs. Okay, so these are all design plays, and now we're going to do the read option, but he's going to keep the ball, not throw it. He's going to run it. Let's look at some of those videos.
Dallas is 11. Prescott keeps it.
Is McFadden. And Prescott's going to take it.
Set back in the backfield.
Oh, boy.
Prescott, reminiscent of his days at
touchdowns this season. And this time, Prescott keeps it.
From the 28 on first down, Prescott keeps it, breaks a tackle, breaks another. Prescott keeps, looking for Witten. Gonna run. And
Prescott, little read option here. It's been a successful bottom of your screen, and Prescott will keep it in 5.
Prescott keeps it. Prescott! Up the middle. And no, what a fake it was! Prescott fooled every one of them.
You know, he got really, really good. He scouted. And you see
Prescott keeps it, and he's got Witten out in front.
Prescott keeps. Touchdown.
Worked out awfully well. Read option, and this will be Prescott.
Down. Prescott's got big room up the middle, and he's got the first down.
really affecting them not being able to score.
Here's Prescott keeping for the touch.
Quick here, first and goal. Elliott on his own read. It's Prescott on the keeper. Prescott keeps. Another big game and another first down. Prescott keeps it himself. A lot of space. Over 6 minutes. Prescott cuts it back inside. What a run.
Keeper. Prescott, take it off. Untouched.
And here it is. And Prescott keeps, looking for a block, has the first down, out of bounds. Second and 13, Prescott gonna run, gonna get it, first down into...
Fake to Elliott. Prescott looking, gonna run it. Dak. 3rd and 2. Fakes it to Elliott. May keep it himself. He will.
The old man in the group with 14 seasons.
Prescott keeps and gets the first down.
So they're gonna have to dig deep to find a couple of them.
He keeps it. Quarterback draw.
3rd down and 2. Prescott keeps, gets it, still rolling. Stiff arms, a tackler.
Prescott gonna keep it all. What a zone read. Look at Dak Prescott with room to roll. Prescott still going.
No help.
Prescott gonna carry. And reach.
Okay. Total yards. Okay. So this is total yards on RPO. Okay. 2019, rushing and passing. So the quarterback's total yards of passing and rushing. Okay. Dak's number 6 with 453, and he's number 1 in our cohort. Let's look at throwaways. Okay. One of the reasons that Dak holds on to the ball too long is because he doesn't just throw the ball away all the time. You got pocket passers, they throw the ball away long. Tom Brady led the league in 40 throwaway passes. What Dak does is he rolls out and he extends the play. He extends the ability to have more time to throw the ball or run the ball. He's tied with Aaron Rodgers at number 6 in the league. So they have the ability to extend the play and hold on to the ball longer to make more things happen, whereas people like Tom Brady just throw it away. Okay, let's look at some videos of Dak making something from nothing, doing scrambling and throwing passes.
Prescott out to his left. Throws.
The 14. Prescott to Beasley.
Play action fake. Prescott steps away from trouble.
Prescott trying to get loose. Flag is down. There's Bryant against Josh at the bottom of the screen, and Prescott steps through and fires. Passes.
They fake the inside handoff to Ezekiel Elliott. Prescott gets away. Now throws on the run.
And Prescott slips out of a tackle. This is when he's dangerous. Middle of the field, Des Bryant.
Prescott, Perry. Prescott keeps it going and finds a man for the pass defense. Prescott down the middle. Butler makes a move. And another.
Boys hurried in the line. And now Dak throws it wide open and caught by Williams right on the side.
Stays afloat, looks downfield, fires deep downfield. Fake to Elliott. And throwing downfield and wide open is Rico.
Prescott 12 of 14 throwing it. And now stays upright and gets the first down to Gallup.
Three-man rush. Still pressure. Prescott runs away. Looking to throw. Throws. Jones comes across to make the catch. On his feet. Giants back off the blitz. Still pressure. Prescott on the move. Looking, throwing deep. And he's got a man. And it is caught. Down inside the... It's a four-man rush. Pressure up the middle. Prescott pumps. Looks. Floats. And he's got Jason Witten. What a play. It's only a three-man rush this time. Prescott has time. Now he's going to roll and fire on the run. A good throw and catch. It's Smith who makes the turn. Devin Smith still on his.
Prescott hanging in the pocket. Good protection, but that secondary is doing its job, and then it's caught. That's Blake Jarwin. Sent 5 here, and Prescott attempts for 40 yards. Second down and 9. Look out. Prescott avoids the sack. Griffin chases him. Fires downfield. Caught.
Back downfield.
Another blitz coming after Prescott.
Prescott in trouble. Wide open. And now the foot race. The former Ram. Austin.
Do with it. Feels that they've gotten away with some pass interferences.
Prescott out to his right. Throws. Passes. Caught.
Prescott. Elliott got knocked down. Throws. Wide open. Chase.
Play fake to Ezekiel Elliott. Marcus Golden in pursuit of Prescott. Deep front of the end zone. Caught.
Prescott with Elliott left alone down the sideline. Stays up.
Prescott. Pressure from Vernon. Spins away. Looking. Throwing. Going end zone.
Okay, then we have some more videos where Dak is scrambling around and he makes nice runs from that. Okay, instead of throwing the ball away, he's going to make something from nothing.
The second quarter here with Prescott dancing away. Wow. Escaping down the sideline. 12 of 14. Chased out. He's going to keep it. He's going to get the first down.
Record.
Prescott pulls it down.
The 20-yard line, feeling the pressure and rolling out. Prescott will tuck it. He's got the first down.
Second down and 9 now. Escaping. Prescott. He's already run for one. Prescott feels the pressure. Has room to run.
Pressure up the middle. He's going to run. And he's going to snap.
Prescott protected well. Has some room to run on the outside here. Then turns it back. Action. Prescott stepping up. He's going to take off. Seeking.
Dak pedals to the 18. Now got tripped up. Still takes off, and he's got it.
Little play action. Prescott's going to keep. Touchdown. Prescott avoids a sack somehow, and now will take off.
26 for 174. He's going to run. He's going to get the first down.
Blitz. Prescott steps through, wide open through the middle of the...
He's set to throw again or run. And there he goes. Got first down. On third down, Prescott will run for the first down.
Looking left. And now able to keep his balance. He's going to take it. Open field. Open field for a hit.
No one can get open. Prescott in trouble. Gets the edge.
Scramble. Scramble with an out. Pressure. Team. Prescott in trouble. Great job getting away. Taking off, turning the corner.
Last year as Prescott surveys, nothing there. He's going to take off and run. And a big...
Prescott steps through. Low snap. Prescott in trouble. still up. What a touchdown run.
Okay. Game-winning drives. Grace under pressure. Yes, it takes a team to make game-winning drives, but you got to have a quarterback to head that up. Now, I've got 26 to 2019. I call this apples to oranges because it's Dak squaring off against veteran quarterbacks. You'll see he's number 3 in our cohort there with 14, 3 in the league. And if you do apples to apples, so in other words, every quarterback's first 4 years, Dak's tied with Russell Wilson with 14. Dak Prescott chokes inside the red zone. Okay, hear this all the time. Okay, red zone scoring. Okay, now red zone scoring is really about play calling and chess match. Okay, Dallas is number 16. But I see people want to use this against Dak all the time, but you can't use this against Dak because that's all red zone. So that's Zeke Elliott, it's play calling, it's everything. Okay, so it's not just Dak. Okay, a better one to look at is touchdown percent. Okay, what percentage of the balls are complete when you're throwing the ball in the end zone? Okay, so if you're throwing the ball in the end zone, Dak is number 12 in the league or number 3 in our cohort of being able to score touchdowns when he's got a receiver and he can get the pass off into the end zone. He scores most of the time. Okay, let's look at a bunch of those.
Takeaway in the last 5 games, and now the pass to the outside is juggled by Bryant.
No return on investment.
Wide open. And they're going to throw it. Touchdown.
Prescott with time to the end zone.
Prescott throws. Prescott up in the air. Butler again.
5 out of 6 on the opening drive. Back shoulder.
Out to his left. End zone. There's Will.
Fake.
Pass. Bryant.
Terrence Williams going the other way. Elliott on the reception. Slips through. Dot. Prescott spins out of the rush. For the end zone. Open.
Possessions. 9 touchdowns. There's Bryant, top of the screen. Here's Beasley. Looking to the end zone for Witten. Looking for Bryant.
First and goal. Over the top they go.
Trying to find somebody open in there.
They'll throw it. Prescott throwing a fake. Fake toss to Elliott. Fired over the middle.
Target on 3rd down.
Oh, they only rushed 2 guys.
Here's the throw.
And goal. He looks back to Cooper. Can he get in?
Cooper one-on-one, he has it.
And Sullivan, the rookie, is on Cooper. Meanwhile, the pass is caught.
Trying to set up a screen. They do. Elliott, touchdown. Prescott throws. Gallup.
Prescott. Pocket collapses, fires. End zone. Prescott stands in, firing. End zone. On the fake. Prescott on the roll. Pressure coming. Throws.
On 2nd down, same play. Pass it.
Completion.
Prescott keeps, flips, Witten, welcome back.
Coverage there by the New York Giants.
Over the middle. Prescott had one-on-one. Goes to
Prescott, got to throw it again, coming near side.
That's their fury.
Ham thanks, that's what they're trying to do now. Prescott to the 31 yards already. Prescott, a lot of time, throws, comes on him, and then throws.
Here it is, 3rd and goal, the pass.
Los Angeles, California.
Scandrick, 10 years a Cowboy, a little flip here, goes to Tavon Austin, inside the 5. Clock is at 1. And Prescott fires over the middle, caught. Prescott, with a shoulder shake, then fires to Michael Gallup.
Goal. Play action. Prescott finds the target here. Looking to the end zone. Pass and continues to go along. From the 15 to the end zone.
Prescott fires, pass is caught. 2nd down and goal. Prescott.
Okay, the last thing I want to kind of bring it all in together here. I'm not going to read all these, but you can go through these. These are the NFL records that Dak has set. Okay. These are all records that Dak set. These are NFL records. Then I've also got listed all of the Cowboys franchise records that Dak has set. As a matter of fact, there's so many of them, I have to have 2 slides in here. Okay, and you could read all these. He's pretty impressive, all the things he has accomplished since he's started with the Cowboys. So that's it. Dak Prescott. He's a very good quarterback. Forget all the Dak haters. They don't know what they're talking about. So to Dak, it's faith, fight, and finish.